Today we're checking out one of chess.com's greatest paid features. It's the lesson library, where some of the world's top players have put together an incredible bank of resources for players of all levels. Like I say, you will need to have a paid account to get the most out of this, but in this video I'll give you a bit of a preview so you can decide for yourself whether it's something worth investing in. My name's Nathan Rose. I'm the author of Chess Opening Names. I do all kinds of content around chess, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and you won't miss out on any of the great stuff that I've got coming up. So first you need to know where to access the lesson library. You go to the lesson icon over here, click lessons, and you're going to need to click into the lesson library. Okay, and here it is, it pops up. Now there are a lot of lessons here. They really put some effort into creating all of these. If we just scroll down, we can see a selection of them. Some of the world's most well-known content creators, as you can see. There's Jan Gustafsson, Simon Williams, also classic players like Arthur Yusupov, Mark Derevsky. There's a lot here. Actually, before I started recording this video, I counted the number. There's 25 of these per page, and there's, if you go all the way to the end, there's 16 pages for a total of almost 400 lessons, and it's all structured. I'm going to show you a few of them, including my favorites, but they're for players of all levels, and in fact you can filter this way. You can click on which level that you are, so you can get courses which are appropriate to your level: beginner, intermediate, advanced, mastery. That's one way to filter. You can also filter by whether you want to study the opening, strategy, tactics, endgames. Lots of options there, and something for everyone, I think. The other thing you can do is that you can bookmark your favorites, and I've gone ahead and done this. And so for the rest of the video, I'm going to show you a bit of a preview of some of my favorites, just so that you can see what's in store if you decide to upgrade to premium and grab these for yourself. By the way, if you decide after watching this that you do want to upgrade to chess.com premium and that these lessons are worthwhile, you can use the link that I'll post in the description below. That'll help support me, the content I create, and it'll also help support my chess book addiction, as you can see behind me there. It's at no extra cost to you, and it's just a nice way of supporting the videos that I make. Anyway, onward. The first one I want to show you is Simon Williams's Checkmate Patterns course. Now, as you can see here, I've got a lot of Simon Williams's courses bookmarked. He's one of my favorite instructors, very entertaining, and has a real talent for bringing things down to a level where the ordinary club level chess player can understand them. Unlike some grandmasters who operate at a bit too high of a level and assume too much, Simon Williams is very good at explaining everything so that you, the viewer, can actually get the message and learn something from it. Now, this Checkmate Patterns You Should Know course is appropriate for just about anyone, from beginner all the way up to advanced. So you probably have heard before of the Fool's Mate, the Back Rank Mate, but have you heard of the Damiano Mate? Have you heard of the Arabian Mate? That one, by the way, is quite cool because it's based on the original rules of chess, like from more than 1,000 years ago, predating the modern way that the pieces move. Back then, the knights and the rooks still moved the same way. The queen and the bishops have changed in the centuries since, but back in the original invention of chess, we had a mating pattern which we can still look at today because it only involves rooks and knights. Boden's Mate. I'm actually going to demonstrate that one because I think it is quite instructive. So black to move here. This is a game between Schulder and Boden in 1860, the original Boden's Mate. It involves the queen sacrifice. Queen takes c3 check. Because of the bishop cutting across this way, that queen needs to be taken, and after which bishop a3 is mate. That's one of the checkmating patterns, and you'll have the benefit of Simon Williams explaining each of these with a short video lesson. Epaulette mate, dovetail mate, smothered mate. Lots of short video lessons where you can learn a great deal about the art of checkmating in a very short space of time. Just one more example. Legal's mate. Maybe you've seen this one before. White to move here. White plays knight takes e5. Very surprising, right? Because the knight seemed to have been pinned in front of the white queen. But if black goes ahead and takes it, then the game is over in 2 more moves. Bishop takes f7 check. King to e7 is forced, after which knight to d5 is mate. That originally happened in Legal versus St. Brie, 1750. My next recommendation is Anna Rudolph's Mastering the Endgame. It's a pretty short course, just 70 minutes of video, as you can see. And I went through it when I was around about 1500, 1600 rapid on chess.com. So it's an intermediate level course, I would say, focusing on king and pawn endgames. What I love about her teaching style is that she shows a pattern and then gives you a way to help remember it. Now let me show you what I mean by this. This lesson here, for example, king and pawn endgames, airplanes and minefields. What does she mean by airplanes and minefields? Well, you'll have to watch the lesson in order to find out. But once she's shown the pattern and given it that name, it makes the recall of it in an actual competitive game to be much easier. A bit like the checkmate patterns that we saw in the last lesson collection, right? That once you've heard it's the Damiano mate or the Epaulette mate or Boden's mate, you can recognize them more easily than if it's just a collection of chess pieces without a name. I'm going to click onto one of these lessons just to show you what's actually inside, because I haven't done that yet. Each of the lessons has an explainer video, which I'll just play now for you, just to give you a bit of a taste.
Hello everyone, this is International Master Anna Rudolf, and today I'm going to talk about airplanes and minefields. Yes, I'm totally serious. If you haven't watched part 1 of my Master King and Pawn Endgames video, please take a moment to study those concepts first. You will need that knowledge. We will begin with a position that everybody must know. You see that each player has 1 pawn. We are playing with the black pieces. It is black to move and black is winning.
So once you've watched the entire video, it also has some challenges associated with them where you get to put your knowledge to the test. So you can see the coach here, he's giving you your instruction. How can black win the white pawn? And you, playing black, have to try to do it. So let's see. Can I do it? It's been a long time since I've watched that video actually, but I'm pretty sure what you do is you take the opposition, and the idea of the airplane is that you try and reach one of these squares, and then due to zigzag, you'll be able to outflank the other king and eventually come over and win this pawn, and with it the game. So these tests at the end of the lesson make sure that you're actively learning, not just passively watching a video, but proving that you can actually put the concept that was taught into action. Next recommendation. If you like studying openings, then this is the course for you. The grandiosely named Learn Every Chess Opening. With a title like that, you may accuse them of over-exaggerating, but I don't think they are. There's 50 lessons within this one lesson collection, with a total of 1,478 minutes of video content. If you turn that into hours, that's more than 24 hours of lessons on the opening. And if we scroll down, we'll just see how comprehensive it is. There's major systems like the Italian game, 2 Knights Defense, lesser openings like the Evans Gambit, but then we get into the Roy Lepers and they actually split it out. There's a video lesson on the Berlin Defense, the Martial Attack, the Closed Variation, Tricky Systems. So you could watch those 4 video lessons and get a pretty good understanding of the Roy Lepers. And they're not short lessons either. These are 20 minutes each, approximately. Keep scrolling down. There's many variations of the Sicilian are covered. Queen's Gambit declined, Queen's Gambit accepted. Nimzo-Indian, London system, Colle system, French defence. I think you get the picture. This is actually the first place that I will go if I need to get a quick understanding of an opening which I haven't looked at before. With 20 minutes of instruction by chess.com, you can get to grips with the main moves, the main ideas, some of the tactical shots which both sides need to watch out for. So definitely check this out. If you've got the chess.com premium membership, this is an amazing resource to learn openings. This next one is a real hidden gem. Every pawn structure explained by Grandmaster Jochen Helston. It's almost unbelievable that they give this away for free with the chess.com premium membership. It's easily the sort of thing that they could have put on Chessable and charged a couple of $100 for, such as the level of depth and detail that the instructor has put into this. What it does is it takes every conceivable pawn structure arising from different openings. So for example, isolated D pawn can arise from many different openings, or the Maroczy bind, a common pawn structure that you get from the Sicilian defence, the advanced French structure, the closed Sicilian structure. And then it takes these typical pawn structures and shows, based on example games, what the typical plans for both colours are. So which pieces are good and which pieces you'd want to trade, which pawn breaks you're looking for. Once you're outside of your memorized opening knowledge, instruction like this is gold for understanding what to do next. If you're an advanced chess player, let's say 1800 plus, this is one of the best uses of your time, is to go through these lessons. Highly, highly recommended. I've been through all of the lessons in this lesson library that are relevant to my repertoire a couple of times, and to be honest, I may go through them again, because every time I watch these videos, I learn something new. Definitely check out Every Pawn Structure Explained by Jochen Helston. The final recommendation I'll share in this video is the 50 greatest chess players of all time. Another monster collection here. We've got 50 lessons and 623 minutes, so that's over 10 hours of video content. Some of the greatest names in history, right? We've got Aaron Nimzovich, Portish, Maroczy, Najdorf, Shigorin, Tarrasch. This collection of videos is a journey into the history and heritage of the game. So not only will you get to see these great players and some of their greatest games, but you'll learn a little bit more about their life, who they were. It goes down the list, and these names are in order too, so they start at number 50 and work their way down to the number 1 ranked player. I won't go all the way down to number 1 because I'll leave a little bit of mystery there. I'll let you discover that for yourself. But yeah, as the names get closer and closer to number 1, the controversy, I think, gets a little bit more intense, because yeah, who gets that number 1 spot? Head to this course and you can find out for yourself. I love chess.com's lesson library. As you've seen in this video, I've been through a lot of the content myself, and I think it's definitely worth getting. If you decide to upgrade to premium yourself, remember I do have a link which you can use at no extra cost to you. It'll help support me and the videos that I create. Also, if you enjoyed this video, do drop a like down below to show your appreciation. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one, and drop a comment down below. What are your favourite lessons within chess.com's lesson library? Are there any that I missed? I'd love to hear from you. I'm Nathan Rose. Bye for now.